Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff. Today is Wednesday, December the 16th, 2015 AD. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the EOS 7D Mark II DSLR camera. That's right, for a lot of people, this is the go-to camera. And it's no 1DX, it's no 1DC, but it is the 7D Mark II. It's not even the EOS 5D Mark III. Or the 5DS or 5DSR. It's the 7D Mark II. And why is that so important? Well, let me tell you why. Two things. It's fast. Not the fastest, but it's fast. What advantage does it have over the 1DX and the 1DC and the 5D Mark III? Price. Check this puppy out. At this price point, it's the best camera Canon makes. $1,400. It was originally $1,800 when it first came out. It's now gone down to $1,400 or $1,399. At $1,400, that's less than $1,500, obviously. But $1,500 is kind of like a price, kind of a stacking point. So for under $1,500, this is the best DSLR Canon makes. It's very fast, lots of frames per second, 20.2 megapixels, cutting edge operations. Let's see what else. ISO from 100 to 16,000, expandable to a high of 25,600 or 51,200. 65 point all cross type focusing system. Let's see what else. 10 frames per second. Both CF and SD cards. So there are a lot of options and possibilities with this camera, and it has a very good price. Plus, it has a crop sensor, so if you have a 100mm lens, it automatically crops it to 100 times 1. Was it 1.7 or 1.0? Hold on. Let me read here. Dual digit processor. Gorgeous. It does have GPS built in, which is really cool. I don't see it, but hold on, let's look down here and see what zoom for us. I thought it was crop sensor. Let's check. Cross type dual point live view. Well, let's talk about this while we're here. Full HD picture style, live view mode, RAW plus JPEG in camera, pic bridge, HDMI, 20.2 megapixels, multiple exposure, high dynamic range, EOS full HD, dual pixel CMOS autofocus, ISO up to 16,000 for both photo and video, dual card slots, SD and compact flash, so you could use either or both. Intelligent viewfinder, 65 cross autofocus points, which is really nice. Different aspect ratios, so you have your square, your 3x4, which is your TV, or you have your 16:9. 10 frames per second, which is pretty good for your sports people. GPS built in. I love this. I wish this was built into the 1DX and the 1DC. Dual G6 processors, dual, so there's two of them. RGB metering, self-clicking sensor, super speed USB, dual axis level, so you can look in your camera, see if your images are level. Clear view 2, comparative playback, 100% viewfinder, which is important because when you look through the viewfinder, what you see is what you want to get. And with 100% viewfinder, that's exactly what happens. What you see inside that viewfinder is what's going to be recorded to that digital file. And I could have sworn this was a crop sensor, but I'm still looking for the specifications here real quick. I could have sworn there was Okay. Yeah. 1.6 times focal length. So it's got 1.6 times crop. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought it had a crop. I didn't know if it was a 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. So 1.6 times crop. So if you have a 100mm lens, magnify that times 1.6, and that tells you what your length of your lens is actually going to be. So it's not a full frame camera. Is that a downside or an upside? That depends. Are you shooting far? Do you need a camera that shoots farther away, or do you want a camera that shoots full frame? I mean, there are positives and negatives to both. The downside is, of course, if you need to go wide angle, if you need to shoot wide angle, you're going to lose some part of your wide angle. If you want to shoot far away, it's going to help you out. So there are benefits and downsides to being full frame or crop sensor. So let's say the downside is, let's say you want to shoot 100mm, and you want your 100mm, and you've got a 100mm lens. Well, it's not going to shoot 100mm. It's going to shoot like 100 and whatever 100 times 1.6 would be. So to actually get 100mm, you're going to have to get a lens that's like 75, 50, something like that. You're going to have to get a lens that's a different lens. Of course, the easier way, if you can, is just to walk closer or farther away, but that's another story altogether. Point is, it's got a crop factor that you have to multiply your lenses times 1.6 to know what you're actually shooting. Which for some people is not a big deal, and some people it is. It's one of the things you have to take into consideration when you're buying a camera. Again, there are positives and negatives for crop sensors. $1,400 is... That is why the camera is so freaking popular. $1,400 for all the features in this puppy. I mean, that's just amazing. It really is. Now, is it as low light compatible or compatible? Is it low light feature rich as the 1DX or the 1DC or even the 5D Mark III or the new 5DS or 5DSR? No, of course not. But 10 frames per second, $1,400. That's your you got your ISO of 12,000, approximately 12,000. What did I say? 12,600. What is it? Oh, excuse me, 16,000. 100 to 16,000. So you've got that. You got a low price compared to other cameras, and you got 10 frames per second. So it's let's see what else we got here. It's a beautiful looking camera. I mean, it'll look even more professional with the battery grip on the bottom. But it's a nice screen. Could be a little bit bigger. Yeah, they can make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. Very nice. Lots of information there. Lots of options. Lots of capability. Just it's a beautiful camera. Now, would I rather have this or the 1DX or 1DC? Obviously, I'd rather have the 1DC. But again, that's an $8,000 camera. You can easily get almost 5 of these for the price of one DC. Or you could get, let me take that back. You could get 14. You could get, that'd be 2. You could get 4 of these. No, 2. This would be 2. 2,000 would be 2. 4. No, you could get 4 of these for the price of a 1DX. You could get 8 of these for the price of a 1DC. So you're saving a lot of money here, people. Easily. So it could be 2,000 would be 1, 3, 4. No, I take that back. Let me restate again. You can get 2 of these. My math is off today. You can get 2 of these for 1DX. I'm saying the old prices. The new prices have gone down. So the 1DX is currently $4,000. So you could get 2 of these and have money left over for lenses because it's have approximately $1,000 left over for lenses, if not more, because it's not even $1,500. So you have over $1,000 left over. Two cameras plus over $1,000 left over, which means 5 cameras. You get 5 of these and still have a little bit of money left over compared to the 1DC. So that is a big price comparison, and why a lot of people really love this camera. It's got a lot lower price, does 10 frames per second, has a good decent ISO, does video HD up to 1080p, doesn't have 4K, but that's okay. Dual card slots, so you can do, whether you have SD cards or CF cards, you can use either one or you can use both. You got a lot of settings, a lot of abilities and capabilities, and it's just a really nice camera. So this would probably be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be my number 5 camera of choice. Generally speaking, if I was going to do sports or wildlife, it would be my number 3 camera of choice. So, and the reason being it would be number 3 is because I believe it's faster than the 5DSR, as well as the 5D Mark III. So this would be my number 3 for sports or wildlife, aside from the 1DX and 1DC. So, great camera, great buy. If you're considering a camera and you don't want to spend the money, if you don't need 4K and you don't need 12 frames per second, now keep in mind it's not going to have, your low light capability isn't going to be as good as a 1DX, because it only goes to 16,000, which is a lot, but it's not going to go up to 52,000, which is what the 1DX and 1DC do. So it's not quite as good, well, it's not anywhere near as good as the 1DX and 1DC as far as low light, but it still does pretty good. It goes up to 16,000, so that's pretty good, people. Considering my camera goes up to 1,600, this camera goes up to 16,000. That's very impressive from where I sit, or from where I sit. So, would I buy this camera? Yeah. Would it be my first choice? No. Would it be the first choice in this price range? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I only had $1,500 to spend, would I buy this camera? It would be my number 1 choice. So there you have it. The Canon EOS 7D Mark II DSLR camera. The best camera in its price range, hands down. So until next time, I'm Canon EOS Rueff from RandallMRueff saying thanks for watching. Have a good day. God bless. And as always, keep taking those pictures. Bye.